Hey peeps, it's Jedd here from Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. Today we're going to deal with the simplification of some algebraic expressions, which always comes up, so it's really important that you understand these. I'm going to get straight into 1.2.1, which I'm going to write down over here. And as you know, I really enjoy writing out the question before I get into it. So x plus 2, and then x squared minus x plus 3. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got two brackets that are multiplying each other. What's quite annoying is we can't do anything within these brackets because they're all unlike terms. Now we're going to do something in order to multiply these two brackets together. It's a combination of our distributive law and our FOIL. Now we can't use FOIL directly because we've got a bracket that has three terms. So what I like to do is I first start with this term over there and I multiply each of the terms in the other bracket. Then I'm going to use this number over here and I'm going to multiply the three terms in the brackets again. Okay, so nice sequential way, and it avoids us making any silly errors. So x times x squared gives us x cubed. X times minus x gives us minus x squared. X times positive 3 gives us plus 3x. Then 2 times x squared gives us plus 2x squared. Plus 2 times minus x gives us minus 2x. And then plus 2 times plus 3 gives us plus 6. Right, I'm going to change the color pen and I'm going to start circling all of my like terms. So that's one like term. Then I've got the x squareds, which is that one there and that one there. Then I've got my third like term, which is that one there and that one there. And then I've got a constant, which is alone. Right, so let's simplify our blue circles. There is only one, so it must stay x cubed. Let's simplify our green circles. So minus x squared plus 2x gives us plus x squared. Let's simplify our yellow circles. Plus 3x minus 2x gives us plus x. And finally, let's simplify our red circle. And it's only one, so it must be plus 6. And that gives us the answer to that question. Really good job. It's all about being sequential and making sure you follow the process so you avoid any of those minor errors that we try and avoid. Okay, so pause the video now, take that one down, rewind if you want to. I'm going to erase it to give myself some space. Feel free to fast forward through this erasing stage. All right, there we go. That's clean enough. Right, moving on to 1.2.2. We've got 5 over x plus 3 minus 3 over 2 minus x. Now, what's important when we look at something like this is we've got some fractions, which always makes people a little bit nervous. We don't need to worry though. We know that the golden rule when it comes to subtracting two fractions is that we need the same denominator. But in this case, we don't have that. So we need to do something in order to get there. What makes it difficult is that we've got these variables in the denominator. But that's okay. Remember when you've got two denominators that aren't the same, but you can't find the lowest common multiple, the easiest way to find that lowest common multiple is to multiply the two denominators together. And we're going to do the exact same thing in this case. So we've got the lowest common denominator is going to be equal to x plus 3, 2 minus x, which is simply a product of the two denominators. So we can move on to our next step, which is going to be, we can put it over our lowest common denominator, which we found. Brilliant. Now we need to ask ourselves, what do we do to this denominator in order to get here? Well, clearly we will multiply it by this over here. But if we do that to the bottom, we need to do it to the top as well. So we're going to multiply the top by 5 times 2 minus x. And then similarly, we need to ask ourselves, what have we done here in order to get to that denominator? Well, we've simply multiplied it by this x plus 3. So we need to do the same thing in the top. So it's minus 3x plus 3. Now we need to simplify that numerator by using our distributive law, which will give us 10 minus 5x minus 3x minus 9. That is all over the x plus 3, 2 minus x. Right, and now let's simplify our numerator. So we've got a 10 and a minus 9, so that's going to give us 1. And then minus 5x minus 3x gives us negative 8x. And that we're going to put over our lowest common denominator of x plus 3, 2 minus x. And we can't do anything further. Now, before we move on, we need to let the marker know that we've got some restrictions to take note of. So we're going to write here restrictions, and the restrictions are there just to trigger a warning or an alert to say what x cannot be. Okay, so x cannot equal -3 and x cannot equal 2. If x equals -3 and -3 goes in here, do you agree that this bracket becomes 0, which means the entire thing becomes 0, which means the entire thing becomes undefined? If x is equal to 2, 2 goes in here, that becomes 0, that whole thing becomes 0, which means the entire thing becomes undefined. So it's always really important to let the marker know that you've noticed that, just so that they're aware that x cannot be -3 or 2. Pause the video now, take this down, rewind, and then feel free to fast forward through my erasing. Just need some more space for the last question. We're doing well. We've got some good marks for this section. Right, let's move on to our very last bit. So 1.2.3. Now we've got 25 to the minus x times 15 x plus 1 over 3x times 5 minus x. All right, the first thing I would do here is I would convert these into a product of prime factors. Okay, so taking you all the way back to grade 8, when we did those ladder methods, we don't need those anymore. How can we write 25 as a product of prime factors? Well, 25 we know we can write as 5 squared, and we still need to keep that -x on the outside. Then we've got 15, which we can write as 3 times 5. That's a product of prime factors. X plus 1 on the outside, all over 3x times 5 to the minus x. Right, so now let's multiply in those exponents outside of the brackets. So we're going to have 5 to the minus 2x times 3x plus 1 times 5x plus 1 over 3x times 5 minus x. Right, now let's collect our common bases. We've got a 3 and a 3 there. So let's write one big 3, and we're going to say x plus 1 minus x, because we are dividing those two powers with the same base. So therefore you must subtract the exponents. Let's do the same thing for 5. So we've got minus 2x, and then we've got another 5 on the top here, which means we're multiplying them, which means we must add the exponents, plus 1, and then we've got a -x at the bottom, which is a negative x, which becomes a plus x. Now, if we simplify that, we've got an x and a -x, which cancel each other out. So that's going to be, I don't know why I put a full stop there. It should be an equal. Okay, so an equal sign. So x minus x gives us 3 to the 1. And then we've got minus 2x plus x gives us -x plus x gives us 0. And that's going to give us 5 to the 1. And if we times 3 times 5 together, we're going to have 15, and that is our final answer for this particular question. Really good job. Really good job getting through all of those. These will always come up, so it's really important that you understand how to work through these processes. Really good job. Thank you so much to our sponsors for making this video possible. Remember to read all about them in the description below. Also remember to head over to our website to check out more of these tutorial videos. If you can't find the answer to your question, remember you can send the question to us and we'll respond with a personalized video just for you. Until the next time, stay epic.